Hello and welcome to this Studio Yorktown tutorial. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to get to grips with your brand new Honbako book design template. So let's get started. First thing to point out is as of this new version of Honbako we have added landscape pages and a book view on the inside and for the front cover. So this is a 10 by 8 size book. Landscape, and the same for the inside, and these have been added. The layer system is exactly the same between the portrait view and the landscape view. So in order to make it simple, I'm going to close the landscape views. I'm going to demonstrate how to use the template using the portrait views, but if you know how to use it in portrait, it'll be exactly the same in landscape. Now, Honbako, just like all other Studio Yorktown templates, has been designed to give you maximum creative freedom. So I think the best way to show you what you can do with the template is to go through the layers palette into each folder one by one and explain what each of the features does. So let's start with the page corner turn here. If you switch this layer on, that gives you a cool page turning effect. If we open the folder here, you'll see we've got textures and a couple of placeholders here. Now, in all Studio Yorktown templates, if there is a smart object, it's marked in green, and anything which is something that you can modify, then it is labeled in purple. So as we can see here, we've got a place design for the page corner here and place design for the next page. So if you want to change the design over here, that would be this smart object here. So let's go into that. Just to demonstrate quickly, I'm going to change the page color to red, and I'm going to just add a quick design like so. Hit enter, save, and now we can see that the page over here has now changed. If we want to change the design on this curve here, I'm gonna go into this place design for page corner here, double click. Let's choose another color for this. Let me choose a design, anything like this. And as you'll see, we place the design the correct way up. The template will rotate it as necessary. Hang on, let me just change this to something more visible. Click save. And there we go. So very simply, we have now got a page turning effect, which you can use to kind of give a little bit of physical depth to your mock-up. So let's switch this layer off now. Next, we're going to take a quick look at the bookmark feature. Let's click the bookmark folder on, and as you can see, bookmark has popped up over here. Let's take a look inside the folder. Here in green, you'll see we've got bookmark color. If you double click on this layer, you'll get the color picker should pop up where you can choose any color. Alternatively, if you have the palette installed or your own set of colors, you can easily click with the bookmark color layer selected, and let's zoom in. You'll see we've got a really nice high-res bookmark that can be any color you want. And if we go back and select the folder layer and click and drag, you'll see that we can move the bookmark anywhere that we want in the document. And it's a nice little fun feature. It gives a bit of physicality to the mock-up. So that is the bookmarks feature if you would like to use it. Next up on our list is the binding and stitching optional feature. So if we zoom in, because this is quite an intricate detail, let's zoom in and open up the folder. Here you'll see we've got stitching thread color optional. If we double click on that like before, you'll see the color picker pops up, and here we can choose again absolutely any color for the stitching inside the book. If we cancel that and zoom out, if we don't want to have any stitching, we can just switch the layer off, and then we will end up with perfect binding. So stitches on, again from the palette, choosing any color to match your page color or the look and feel of the book as you imagine it, or you can switch it off. Next up is a feature which I'm very excited to show you, that is paper engineering. If I switch this on, you'll see that you can now place a small sheet of paper inside your book. You can use this as a divider or as a sort of feature piece, or if you want to place another design on there. So I'll just demonstrate how this works. If you want to change the size of the paper engineering, you can use your transform tool and then adjust the size this way, like so. And if you want to change the actual design on the sheet, you can double click in here. Let's place a design, anything, click save, and you'll see that this has been adjusted to display. If we change the size again, you'll see that the rest of the image becomes visible. So you really can choose exactly how much of the image that you show. If we zoom in, you'll see that we've got like a realistic shadow around the outside of the sheet of paper there. So that's paper engineering. You want to change the color, just double click to bring up the color picker, or again from the palette with the layer selected, click and select, and you can change the color. Or if you want to place a full color image in the engineering design, you can do that in there as well. Next up, I'm going to introduce you to one of my personal favorite new features, the transparent pages. So let's take a look. If we open this up here, you'll see we've got acetate design and acetate color. And below you'll see we've got 3 different transparent page types: flat, small curl, and large curl. So having a look at those individually, this gives us a transparent page type, which is flat. Only one of these can be switched on at a time, by the way. So if we want a small curl, you'll see that we've got a small curl in the lower right corner. And for the large curl, we've got a larger one coming from the top right. So if we want to change the design on the acetate, we only have to do it once, even though we've got 3 different types. So let's go into acetate design. We're going to place our good old pattern on the top of this. And then we are going to click save. Now, if we switch on the transparent page type here, you'll see that we've got the detail has now been applied to the acetate. You'll see, like, very, very close up, we've got a tiny little drop shadow, so it looks perfectly photorealistic. If we switch this off and we go to small curl, you'll see here it has calculated the bend in the acetate as well on the design. So you've got this working perfectly realistically. If we switch this off, the large curl does the same thing. If we go into the small curl here and we switch this on, you'll see here we've got one called reverse color. If for any reason you don't want this to be gray and you want to choose the reverse of print to be another color, you can easily change that from the color picker, like so. And if you want to change the color of the acetate itself, if we double click on acetate color and open up this smart object, you'll see we've got double click to change here. That brings up the color picker. Let's, for example, bring up something, let's try blue, click save. And as you can see now, this is tinted. If we go and have a look at it with the small curl, you'll see that this doubles up. So you really have a lot of creative options when it comes to the acetate curls. It's very exciting. That is the acetate. Now I'm going to very quickly jump over to the pages folder because I'm going to change the page colors so that I can show you the grids, guides, and layout templates. So in the pages, you'll see we've got paper texture, paper page contents, page colors, and then book and frame options. So the paper texture allows you to choose between a glossy and a matte finish. So you can mix and match those, or you can have just glossy depending on the look and feel that you're looking for. As you can see, the texture in Honbako is designed to look as close to real paper as possible. Because we felt this was something that was lacking from a lot of the other templates. It's that it looks too smooth. So we've tried to make something that from a distance really looks like you can reach out and touch it. But you can also add glossy on there if you want to. It looks really good when you're using photographs. So those options are there anyway. If we go to page colors here, you can actually adjust the page colors for the left and right independently. So if, for example, you want the left page to be blue and the right page to be red, you can do that, or any color combination that you please. That is totally in your control. For now, I'm going to change these to the same beige color over here. Book frame and options allows you to switch on and off the book frame. So this can be switched off if you would like something like a paperback on its own, or a magazine kind of look and feel. You can switch this on. There are different cover finishes. So we've got glossy, there's canvas texture. Let me zoom in so it's easier to see. We've got a glossy, we've got a canvas texture, fabric, we've got leather, a little easier to see there, and we've got snakeskin, like so. The book frame base color here in green, you can change that to any color that you want. So you can mix and match the frame color with any of these textures. So if you want a snakeskin, which is also blue, you can do that very easily. You can switch off the lower book shadow here if you want it floating in midair. You can change the background color very easily, like so, if you want maybe an isolated look. So all those features are very easy to use. I am going to go in and switch this back to our default finish. And now I am going to show you the grids and guides, which I skipped over. As you'll see in here, we've got a number of optional grids and guides. 6x9 grid. We've got a 4x8. We've got a Van de Graaff Canon in here. We've got a golden grid. We've got some ratio tools in here. Now these are literally just there if you need any guidance, or you're in a creative block and you are looking for a place to place your images, or with help with your design. They're there if you need them. You don't have to use them. That's why they're orange, because they're totally optional. Now very quickly, we're going to have a look at the side pages feature. So let's zoom in to the side of the book here and go to side pages. Over here we've got left side pages and right side pages. In our screen we've got the right side pages, so I'll demonstrate with these. If we double click in here, there is another nested smart object in here where we have got different page types. So if I zoom in, you'll see that I can change the look of the pages at the side of the book very easily by switching on the different variations. So if I want to change it, I just save the smart object, and as you can see now, the design at the side of the smart object has changed. I'll go in and choose a different one, maybe this one, click and save, and as you can see, the side has changed. If you want to place your own design over the side of the design, then you can do that. It's literally a smart object. And the same with the left side. These are both independent, so you can edit them separately. Let's go back into the right pages. You'll see here we've got a page edge color tint, so you can switch that on if you would like to tint your page colors for any reason. So let's try it with the pink and save. Now you can see that we've got the pages are now tinted in a different color. Switch that off. We've also got foil gilded pages, so if we need to switch off the higher layer there, but we've got foil gilded pages. So if you want to apply, let's say, a gold looking effect on the side of your book, very easy to do that. We've got gold there. If we go in, you can change the color to any metallic color as usual. So that gives you another ton of creative options. Again, these are all available for the left side as they are for the right hand side. I'm going to go ahead and switch these back to normal. Click save. And then we'll have another quick look inside the pages. Now, we briefly had a look at the pages folder. We had a look at the paper textures and the page colors. This time we're going to have a quick dive into the page contents folder. Now, if you remember, the page colors can be changed independently of each other, like so. And with the page contents, it's the same, except page contents is for if you want to put your own design, and these can be placed independently or as a spread. So as an example, let's try loading in a photograph into the left hand side image. So we double click on that, and I will pull an image across, scale this to size like so, and then click save, and there we have our image placed on the left hand side. I'm going to do similar with the right hand side. I'll drag a photo across. I'll make this one smaller, click save, and then there we have it. Now, because this one is smaller, you can see like I can change the color of the page after the fact. And I can go to the paper texture and add a gloss, as you can see here, with the matte. So it's really good for photographs and things like that. Close this. Now the double page spread basically does the same thing as before. I'm gonna copy this image across to the double page and scale this to size so it spans both pages. Click and save. And now you can see we've got our image spanning both sides. But in order to use this, make sure the left page and the right page are switched off, or if you want to mix and match, you can, but these are layers above the double page. So if you have a double page image or a double page design, very, very simple to place that easily and create a spread. Lastly, we're going to take a brief look at the front cover view of the books. It's slightly simpler than the open pages, but let's have a quick look. So we've got extra details over here. If we open this folder here, we've got a cool plastic wrap effect. We've also got a hardback spine, which we can switch on and off if you want to sort of emphasize the spine look on the side there. And we've got a paperback spine if you want to give it more of a paperback look. These are all optional. Over here we have got our cover design print effects. So if you open this folder up, you'll see we've got a number of effects: metallic foil design, emboss, deboss, spot UV, and holographic foil design. So for example, if I want to add a cool spot UV gloss, I go to the green spot UV gloss design. Let me add the logo here, scale it to size, click save, and as you can see, now we have our spot UV applied. If I collapse these and we go to book color here, change the book color, you can see it a little bit more easily. We've applied our spot UV gloss effect. Here you can see we have our book shadow, which is also optional. So switching that on and off lets us keep or remove the cool book shading. Background color, again, makes it very easy for us to change the background color for the books. I'm going to switch this to black. I'm going to go back into the cover design effects and I'm going to switch off the spot UV. Let's have a look at the metallic foil design. Go into the placeholder here. Let's place the design in the middle, press enter, save, and here you go. You can see that it has applied a metallic color, which we can change as we choose very easily. Try something like a metallic purple. If we collapse that, we've got cover textures in here. So we've got glossy, canvas, zoom in, you can see canvas effect. We've got fabric canvas. We've got leather for patent leather. We've also got snakeskin, which is very cool. If we go to book color here, you see that we can easily change the book color. Everything is editable. We can make this blue, purple, green, orange, everything in between, very easily. And we can mix and match the different texture types. If we want to change the book cover image, there is a smart object here called book cover image. Let's drag an image over to there. Click save, and now our image has been applied, a design. So as you can see, you have a ton of creative choices. I'm just showing you this very quickly so you can get to grips with how to use the template. I'm sure you can create something much better than me. Place a logo up here, like so. Click save. Make sure the layer is switched on, and voila. Very easy to make a very cool looking book design and explore because you have so many options. And that is it for the Honbako template. Thank you very much for taking the time to listen to this tutorial and getting to grips with it. Really look forward to seeing what you come up with. Please send us your work at our Instagram at Studio Yorktown so we can post it and share it with others. And I hope Honbako provides you with many, many hours of creative enjoyment. Thank you, and bye-bye.